One of the ways that we've been able to take advantage of volatility for our clients, as well as helping them on the taxation side and save money from taxation, is our example of Mary and Harry. Mary and Harry had various accounts with us, IRAs, Roth IRAs, and that kind of thing. And they had invested for income. And for instance, they had some bonds, individual bonds in their IRAs. Well, volatility came in the market. Those bonds, let's say it was a $10,000 bond, went down in value to where if they sold it, they could only get $8,000, $7,000, $5,000 for that bond. But the thing we know about bonds is as long as you hold them to maturity, you'll get the face value. So this was a face value. The face value on this bond was $10,000, and they had a few of them. But maybe the market value at that point was $7,000, $6,000, $5,000. So what the volatility market caused this. And so then what we did was we took advantage of converting that. Let's say that $10,000 bond was worth $6,000. We converted that $6,000 from IRA to Roth IRA. So they paid tax on $6,000, not $10,000, even though the bond is worth $10,000. And then so we moved it from their IRA, paid tax on the $6,000, put it in their Roth IRA, and then eventually that $6,000 was worth $10,000 again at maturity and in the future. So not only did so they were able to save money on that taxes because they just got $4,000 that they knew was promised to them, was guaranteed to them, $4,000 of gain in that was totally tax free. I'm Andrew Agemy.
And I'm Daniel Agemy, and you're listening to Financial Strategies. Today, we're talking about a new year and new opportunities. Dad, that is one of my favorite things to do in volatility, one of my favorite stories too. Because not only everything you just said, how great that was,
Right.
but that just converted all the income that they're making to tax-free as well. So you got $1 million generating, let's say $50,000 in a Roth IRA. Guess how much money you get to put in your pocket?
$50,000.
$50,000. There's no
Yeah.
you don't have to do, well, is it net or is it gross? How much money do I have to give to the government? It's your money. And so not only and in
Zero
that
tax. Yeah.
and in that situation, because people want corporate bonds so much right now, those bonds in that story's case, they didn't just go back to the 10,000. They went above par because you can get appreciation on this stuff to $12,000, and then you can sell those, and that's tax free as well. And so that's one of the ways to use volatility for your benefit. Not only because you can create tax-free income, but take advantage of that volatility, be able to move over monies you know you will get back because bonds come due at par. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. And that's why we're talking about this new year, new opportunities. There's new things available to you, new opportunities. Today is the first day of the rest of your life, and you can make that advantageous to you or you can make that a detriment to you. It's up to you. You get to choose. And so we're hoping that our show today is being able to educate you and help you to know what you don't know so that you can now make some better decisions, better choices in this new year. Volatility taxation. Taxation is a huge thing because a lot of people don't understand, well, taxes are going to go up. I mean, right now, even if President-elect Biden doesn't do anything different, the taxes are going to increase in the year 2025, and he may very well do something different. And then along with that comes the fact that if you're married, when one of you passes away, well, your taxes are going to increase again at that point. All right. So your taxes because you're going to be going from the filing your taxes jointly to filing taxes individually, and that's a higher bracket. So it's important to be able to manage the taxation of your investments, and this is a great time of year to be thinking about and looking at what the taxation will look like for the year. I mean, I've already done some of the tax planning for myself with this year, and I'm getting ready to do some more from that standpoint, because setting up how much money I'm putting in my 401k plans, just various things that we're doing to put us in a good shape for the future. This is a great opportunity we have before us right now. And taxes, we know, are going to go up, and they're going to have to go up with this where are we at 27, 28, 29 trillion dollars of debt right now. They're going to have to do something, and of course increased taxation is going to be part of that. And so we need to manage taxation. There's tax-free investments out there, guys, that are available to you to be able to have basically a tax-free savings account where you're getting 2, 3, 4% tax-free on your money. Plus some other advantages available to that. And those are, we'd be glad to talk with you off air if you're so inclined to that. But I want to remind you, you're listening to Financial Strategies with Andrew and Daniel Agemy. We have a companion piece to today's show talking about strategies and tax strategies. It's called Proactive Tax Saving Strategies. And we have this piece available to you if you call 800-725-7616. It will be something that will be useful to you as you look at the new year and how you can save taxes. We'll be glad to talk with you about ways that we see that would be able to save tax. With our company, Connecticut Sound Tax Group, we're able to do tax planning for people if they so choose. And we'll be glad to talk with you in regard to that. Again, 800-725-7616 for the companion piece, Proactive Tax Saving Strategies. Or if you want to talk with Daniel or myself off the air, we'd be glad to be able to set that up with you as well.
Yeah, that's so the tax planning stuff, that's huge. That's something that everyone should be aware of. And people could check out, we did an episode, Secrets to Roth IRAs. That helps, that will give some people some ideas of things that they can do to plan ahead, because as you mentioned, taxes are going up. A crazy figure is in 2020, we printed as a country, or we borrowed more money than was created in the first 2 centuries of our country's existence. Wow. And so, there's 2 ways. We won't really have time to get into the inflation, but there's 2 ways to get rid of that debt. One is to raise taxes to pay it off. The other is to inflate it away. And so we're having these conversations today to give retirees, to give the public, to give investors, the ability to start thinking and planning towards this. Because if you've never heard of it before, which most people haven't, then you can't make any changes. This way, the questions to ask. You can start talking to your advisors. If they don't know about it, you can advise your advisors. You can look up more content that we have, because that's our goal this year, is to educate people on these kinds of things so they can start asking the questions. So we were able to, get through a little bit on the volatility and how you could take advantage of volatility in the markets. Even as a retiree, we get how, a 30-year-old who has a good income can take advantage of volatility, because most boomers have experienced that and made a ton of money off of volatility in the markets over the years. So they get that. But once you don't have the paycheck, that's where it changes. Once you retire, that's where that changes. And I guess in the taxation, but I guess for really getting into some of this inflation stuff and getting into, leaving a legacy, leaving some benefit or generational wealth, and some of the longevity stuff, that's really a big thing retirees especially need to know more about. We may have to do that in another episode.
Right. I agree, Daniel. I think we're going to have to take this into another one, but that would give everybody an opportunity to be encouraged and to be able to anticipate that. Right, anticipation is a good thing. So yes, the crux of today's show, the title of today's show is the new year, new opportunities. We're trying to help you to understand through volatility that may be available that may be happening in the markets. Because volatility always happens. The question is, to what degree does it happen? But we may be having some significant volatility, and you can take advantage of of that if you're positioned properly and have the right strategies in place to be able to do that. Whether you're doing it yourself or you're having a financial Sherpa to do that for you. Hopefully you've got the right financial Sherpa if you're doing it, if that's the case, or if you're doing it yourself, you've taken time and have experienced these things so that you can do this yourself. But most people don't try this at home. Most people, this is not something that you can do at home because you need to have some education, and along with education comes experience that many people don't have because they spent their lives doing other things, and that's fine, and that's all fine. But we want to be able to at least educate you through these programs, and hopefully today's show has been helpful in that. Well, I want to let you know that we have the the paper that goes along with today's show is called Proactive Tax Saving Strategies. The book that we have available today to the next 5 callers is Turning Financial Planning Right Side Up by Jeffrey Small. We're glad to get that in the mail to you free of charge. Make sure you give us a couple ways of contacting you when you call 800-725-7616. If you want to speak with Daniel or myself off the air to be able to talk about the various topics from either today's show or other shows, that's great too. And you can also pick up our podcasts of previous shows on any place that you listen to podcasts. And so we're glad to have you join us for that. Again, today's show, new year, new opportunities, and Andrew and Daniel Agemy with financial strategies. So until next time, we wish you the best. Have a happy new year.